So what I'd like to talk about now is the NLP model of communication, because this puts all of the information together about practice. So if you were to look at this chart that's coming onto the screen, what happens is every day, every second of every day, we receive information. On this chart, it shows that that information is coming in through the eyes, but we receive it through all of our senses. And as the information comes in, we process it through what we sometimes call is our personality. Now, excuse me, another way of defining that would be to call it our unconscious mind. And our unconscious mind filters the information, and it is made up of our past experiences. So through our past experiences, we create a model of the world. This is the way that the world is, and that model of the world is expressed through our beliefs and our values. And so our filters are also our beliefs. I don't believe I can do that. I don't believe this or that. I do believe. Whatever we believe to be true becomes true. It is not about what is true, it is about what we believe. Our values are also parts of our filters. That forms the way that we spend our energy in the world. What do we like doing, and what is it that we do most of the time? And so it's within our values that we define how we spend our energy, how we spend our time. In NLP, we have two modalities or two systems that we study. One is called meta model and the other is called meta programs. And what that is that's our deep structure, our deep underlying personality. And so things like, am I motivated towards goals, or am I motivated away from pain or punishment? Things like, do I see myself as a victim in the world, or do I see myself at cause and empowered? So these filters, this part of us which filters the world, filters the communication that comes within us, does three things. It distorts information, it deletes information, and it generalizes information. So it may distort information by, for example, someone might say, I really like that dress that you're wearing. And you might distort it and go, I wonder what he really wants. Or we might delete information. So you might, someone might say, hey, you did a really good job. But in your mind, you don't even hear them saying that. You think that you didn't do as well as you could. And so you actually don't even hear what is being said to you. Or we might generalize information. You might have had like a great day, you've done everything really well, and someone gives you a suggestion of something you could have done differently, and you go, nobody ever likes what I do. I can never do anything right. And we generalize it. So this process of distorting, deleting, and generalizing information actually changes the communication that comes in, changes our understanding of that communication. And it leads to three things. So we will first have a thought. In NLP, that thought is called an internal representation. So we will have a thought, and we think through pictures, we think through sounds, and we think through sensations in our body. So we will have some kind of thought. We will have some kind of emotional response, or move into, in NLP terms, it's called an emotional state. And we will have some kind of physiological response to the information that is coming in. Now, the interesting thing is that these three things are interconnected. So by changing any one of those, changes the others. And so this is what self-help is about. Self-help focuses on changing our thoughts. So we can do visualization, we can do affirmations, we can say different things to ourselves. This helps to change the way that we're feeling and change our physiology. We can also work with, self-help also works with changing emotions. So do things that change your emotions. Go with friends and talk to friends. Think about the good things in your life. Think about what's happening for you and about all of those positive things that are going on. It also, self-help talks about changing our physiology. Go jogging, do yoga, do exercise to shift your thoughts and your emotions. And all of these things work, but these work in the area of the conscious mind. We have to use our willpower to make those changes. And so, most of the time, our behavior is driven unconsciously. And because these three things, our thoughts, our emotions, and our physiology, lead to our behavior. And so, if we were to just consider that chart once more, if you think of, say, somebody with a phobia. So let's say somebody has a phobia of snakes. So somehow they get that communication into themselves, either they see it or they hear it or whatever. They see a snake, and the snake goes through their filters. So it goes through their past behavior, past experiences rather, that says snakes aren't safe. And so it leads to the thought, perhaps, of a time when they weren't safe. And then that thought leads to an emotional response of fear, which leads to a physiology of tightening up their body, getting afraid, and the behavior of running away or freezing or somehow responding negatively to that vision of the snake. And so where therapy is effective is that therapy doesn't give us strategies to use our conscious mind to create change. Hypnotherapy helps us to actually change our filters. It changes our filters. And so once we do hypnotherapy, we shift those filters so that that past experience of being afraid with the snake no longer holds the fear. The old belief that snakes aren't safe is gone. And so we see the snake, it goes through those filters, and we have a thought that might say, I wonder if this snake is posing a danger or not. If it's posing a danger, I'll get out of here fast. If it's not, I'll just amble away and ignore the snake. And so it is working with the unconscious mind, changing those filters, that is what deep change is about. And really, change in my book is not worthwhile if I have to do something to maintain it. It's only worthwhile if I can unconsciously, naturally be different in the world.